What's up, everybody? I'm super excited about today's show. If this is your first time joining us, I am Brittany Oniki, and you are now tuned into Entwine Couture Presents the VAN's Guide to Loving Yourself and Loving Your Hair. We have wonderful, wonderful panelists on the show today. A bunch of hot topics that I can't wait to jump into, and a little bit of testosterone on the panel, which is always welcome. So we're going to start with our gentlemen and our first-time panelists. So, Wolfgang, go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience, and thank you for joining us.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Oh my goodness, yes. Yes, it is I, Wolfgang Lisborg, the natural hair enthusiast for the males, the male voice for everyone. I'm here to empower women of color to understand and embrace their culture and their natural roots, because I love my women with natural roots. I'm not so much of the relaxer and all that other is. I love it raspy. I love it natural. I love it all.
All right, we're about to have the bomb show. I feel the energy that we have right now. It's about to be a great show. So grab your chips, your popcorns, tell a friend to come and join in. Comment with us, ask us questions. So yes, Takia, introduce yourself again. Welcome back.
Welcome. I feel welcome. So I'm Takia Monique on Instagram, and I'm back joining you guys for the second time, and I'm really excited for today's topic. I'm excited to have Wolfgang on because I feel like we had this Instagram relationship, and now we get to have this type of relationship, so that's awesome.
Cool. And Elise?
Hey guys, I am Elise Janae of Hair Lavard. I am a hairstylist in Chicago, Atlanta, and Oakland, and I want to get into all the topics today with you.
And last but never ever least, Mama Day. Hey girl, hey.
Hey girl, hey. Hello, my beauties and gents. I am Mama Day. I'm a natural hair vlogger, blogger, and selfie claimer, perfect selfie perfectionist.
Welcome everybody, and let's jump right into hot topics. So many, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. And all of them kind of tie in with Black History Month and exactly what we're talking about, which is loving your hair and loving yourself in a culture where, as Drake says, they never loved us. So let's tackle the Oscars, right? Let's tackle the Oscars. The Oscars was Sunday night. Did you guys watch? Did anybody watch the Oscars?
I did.
Okay, so what did you think? Did you watch the whole thing? I heard it was like 3.5 hours at least. Did you watch all of it?
I didn't watch all of it, but I was flipping between Walking Dead and the Oscars. And what I saw of it was okay. I saw some of the performances, which were Jennifer Hudson's performance was touching. The first speech I loved. It's like, call your mom, call your dad. I don't even know his name, but we all know who he is. But just really truthful. But there wasn't much to it that inspired me. The hair didn't inspire me because it was all flat and just down. There was a couple of nice dresses. Blush is the color for the year. But there was an extreme lack of diversity. I mean, you saw Common, you saw John Legend, you saw Lupita Nyong'o, and you saw Anna DuVernay, and that was it.
Yeah, I think Oprah was there too.
Oprah, yeah, but Mama Oprah's always there.
She's always there. Right? Oprah's everywhere. So everybody else didn't watch. I have to say I did watch the pre-show, the red carpet with Michael Strahan, and her name is escaping me now. The basketball player who has cancer or had cancer. Oh my God, what is her name? She's so dope. She's Black. Why can't I think of her name right now? It'll come to me. So anyway, so they hosted like the pre-Oscar red carpet. I did watch that. So J-Lo, as usual, was my favorite. She slayed. Loved her makeup. It was very simple. Her dress was awesome. How about somebody else had her dress on? Like, ladies, that's like the gas moment ever. Someone else had on J-Lo's dress on the red carpet. So that was kind of like a no-no. So let's talk what else fashion and beauty happened on the red carpet. Zendaya, Robin Roberts. I knew it was going to come to me.
You said basketball player. She's a...
No, I said she used to be a basketball player. She did.
Okay.
Sorry. I just couldn't think of her name. Yes, the news anchor on Good Morning America. So, also on the red carpet, here's the controversy surrounding some hair on the red carpet. So Zendaya Coleman, I believe she's famous for like Disney Channel thing. She recently played Aaliyah in the Lifetime biopic. She wore faux, I'm assuming that they're faux locks, right? So she wore faux locks on the
Right.
red carpet. She had them over to one side. I thought they looked beautiful. They were neat. They were well maintained. I thought they looked awesome. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, I almost didn't recognize her. I said, oh, that's a cute, what's that? That's a cute little hairstyle. Um, and then you fast forward to Fashion Police. Does anybody know what day that show comes on? Was it that same night? Was it Monday night?
It was
The following,
today. It was today or yesterday.
so probably the following night, Fashion Police on E, which, let me just say, is a kind of judgy, catty, high school, oh, she was wrong for that kind of show. So let's just say that that's what kind of show it is. Joan London, God bless the dead, was the host of it. Now I think it's Kathy Griffin, Kelly Osbourne, a male whose name I don't know, and then Juliana Rancic.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing their roundtable and they're doing their, who wore it best and all of that. And a lot of them gave Zendaya a nice comment, said she was a beautiful girl. She's one to watch in the future. She's an up-and-coming actress. And then one of the guys said that she had braids, not locks. So that was like snafu number one. And then Juliana Rancic goes, oh, that hairstyle looks like it smells like patchouli or weed. No, I'm pretty sure it smells like weed, is pretty much her direct quote. Jump in, guys. What do we think about Juliana Rancic, who probably weighs 98 pounds, and I'm pretty sure people could throw shade her way if they wanted to. So people who live in glass houses should not throw stones. So who wants to jump in and go first? How do you guys feel about that comment?
She ain't got no edges. She need to set all the way down. It was insensitive, it was racist, and I don't even think she realized it. I think that is the invisible, institutionalized thought process surrounding things that are black, that while somebody black is doing and or wearing them. She didn't realize as it came out of her mouth that what she was saying was offensive and it was stereotypical. And kind of significant about what actually is happening at the Oscars, where a black person has to play some either stereotypical role from the past or the present in order to even win the trophy. There's no positive thought processes towards blackness, and I mean, she just laid it bare.
Yeah.
And which is always the case with the Oscars, right? Because doesn't Hollywood write roles, and specifically, they don't really write them and just say, here, let's have an actress, read these lines. Like, I've heard lots of celebrities say, this role wasn't written for a black woman. And it's like, what does that mean? If you're an actress and you've studied theater and at Juilliard and all of these places, why can't you go into an audition and read some lines? Like, people are people, and humans are humans. And when I can't remember off the top of my head, there are several parts that black women got that the story comes out where it wasn't written for a black woman, and I don't understand it. If you're playing a mom and you have children, that's common thread. If you've been married, divorced, is common thread. Like, women across race go through similar experiences where if it's a well-written movie, I feel any great actor should be able to play it. So very good point, Elise. I think Hollywood in general, kind of, like Drake said, man, never loved us. I'm sorry, I'm on that.
I'm a comment. Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, I saw that, like, before we went live, I saw on Instagram someone posted the video of her apologizing today, I think. But then she apologized and said, oh, I didn't mean to offend you. I was talking about the style. But it's like a snowball effect. So now you're offending people who might like that particular bohemian style, whether they're black, white people wear dreads, anybody of any culture when you're wearing that style. So now you're offending them, and you're offending, the people who wear bohemian. So it's like you keep opening up a can of worms. So just be quiet. Just be quiet. And I saw on Twitter, Kelly Osbourne is now contemplating leaving the show because of this. because it was another comment made. I don't know what it was, but it was another comment made, and they're saying that Kelly Osbourne made that comment. So now she's on Twitter like, hey, I'm out of it. I think I'm really considering leaving the show over this issue.
I'm a snig Kelly, because Kelly laughed. If it wasn't all that funny, she shouldn't have laughed. So I think she's just trying to save herself. I think they were wrong. I think Zendaya was classy. She educated her real quick. She responded really fast and basically shut her mouth. And the girl did apologize on Twitter immediately. She said, I didn't mean to offend you. And the same thing, the Bohemian style. But I mean, didn't nobody talk about your long neck and that short hair don't go together? So, I mean, you know, grow your hair back so you can look right. We ain't gonna call you alien. Don't dog her out. That girl, her dad has locks. She respected the fact that she loves locks because of her dad and her uncles and other people in the industry that are directors that have locks. And she said, it is in my culture, and why can I not? I give her kudos for being a young woman, young, beautiful, educated woman, showing the youth that are black that we can love our hair. Don't let society tell you it is not beautiful and why we are beautiful. So hats off to her. I was very proud.
Yes.
I will say this. I do think that as a journalist, I think Juliana Rancic was very irresponsible in making that type of comment, because you can do fashion police, but she's also a news anchor. Entertainment news, but she's a news anchor. So that's like interviewing somebody and you don't know what movie they're up for. It just, you don't do your due diligence. It shows a lack of acknowledgement. It's kind of disrespectful. So I think to even comment negatively about anybody's dress or hair, especially hair, which is very rooted to ethnicity and identity, was very irresponsible. But I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second, and then Wolfgang, look like you're ready to jump in. I went to private school. I went to a predominantly white school, and we had to have something called Diversity Day because of issues like this. And I had people ask not only to touch my hair, but whether or not I washed my hair and things of that nature. So I am going to, again, she's a journalist, so she doesn't get all the way off the hook, but let's just see if we give her pass. If you think about popular culture and how she could possibly derive dreadlocks, patchouli, and marijuana, if you think about Bob Marley, do you think that if somebody who is ignorant, doesn't have any black friends, just says the first thing that flies out of her mouth, right, that in jest, perhaps that is why she made that comment? Like, oh, everybody who has locks smokes marijuana and hugs trees. Like, maybe it was that kind of jest. What do you guys think about that?
No.
Because that's why I went with trying to play devil's advocate. She's a little white.
Right.
Married her little apprentice husband. They live in Chicago. She's just like, eh.
You do it.
It's Chicago. She should know a black person that has
Black person.
Chicago.
I mean,
From Chicago, I'm not giving her a pass on that.
yeah,
Okay.
because, you know, if we was to say that her hair smelled like a wet dog, then we'd be in the wrong.
Right.
So, no. I'm just saying.
I concur.
Yes.
I concur. Wolfgang,
You see,
what are your thoughts on this whole thing?
you see that whole entire thing. Oh, answering the first one with the Zendaya thing first before yours. One thing is, when I hear, you know, what I call American people, like Caucasian people, when they say stuff like that, in my opinion, it's because, you know, coming from Europe, you know, it still stands as of today, even what happened last night, even though I didn't watch the Grammys. To me, a comment like that comes from the lack of culture and the lack of knowing other people's culture, in my opinion. Because just like how you said, you know, if there was like some little, you know, little young and little Caucasian kid or whatever in his room or her room, they'd be like, oh, you know, Bob Marley be smoking the reefer and all the other stuff. And it's just like, if you don't have culture around you at all, you're going to go based off of what you've seen in the media and propaganda the whole entire time. So you playing devil's advocate, that part right there, I'm like, nah, okay, you know, yeah, you can say that, but that doesn't give her a pass because she's been in the industry and what she does long enough for her to have knowledge upon, you know, I should know way better than to say, oh, that joint probably smell like weed, though. Or that joint probably smell like this, though. It's like, nah, young. You're gonna get checked. You're gonna get put in your place.
Right.
Because just like how y'all just said, we're not about to be like, hey, every single one of y'all smell like wet dogs, right? That's cool, right? No. It's not cool.
No, I agree. It's like you get a whiff of chicken in the air, and it's like, oh, there must be a black person nearby. She must have chicken in her purse. Like it's like really just ignorant, stereotypical things like that. But white people are allowed to do it. Bet you she won't get fired. I'm pretty sure she's not going to lose her job over it. Pretty sure she's not going to lose her job.
No.
At all. So keeping into the theme about sensitivity and culture, sensitivity and culture, sensitivity and race, sensitivity and images about black people, black faces, black culture, black beauty. Beyonce, love her or hate her. Anybody in the Beehive on this panel before we start? Just let me know. Don't come get me. Because you know how our fans go in. If you're out there watching, don't come for me. Okay, I love Beyonce, so don't come for me. I love her as an entertainer. But there's a jacket that she wore to the All-Star game. I took some notes. This jacket is a Scooter LaForge trench coat. It retails for $320. And that's the back of the jacket, Mama Day. Do you have the front? There we go.
Yeah. There you go, right there.
And on the front of the jacket, as Mama Day is showing, you can see two eyes. You can see very big red lips that, mind you, they're not shaped like kissing lips, right? So you know what kissing lips look like, and they have like the little bow shape. These are very over-exaggerated, John. They look like
blackface.
A slice of watermelon, honestly, is what the shape of it looks like. And there are also hands that are in gloves. Now, a lot of people gave Beyonce flack. Why would you wear that jacket? It's ugly. It's Rambo. It's blackface. What's Beyonce doing? Is she trying to reclaim a stereotype and try to say it's positive, it's dope, like black people in hip-hop reclaim the word? Or is she just ignorant and insensitive and a puppet? And what is she doing? But before I let you guys jump in, I did Google Scooter LaForge, and I clicked on images to try to see some of his other work. He is a white guy. Dude paints clowns. There was a whole bunch of other of his artwork. About 10 of them I saw with clowns were the theme. I'm just going to throw that out there and go. What do you think of the jacket? Because you're into fashion, right? Tell us about your fashion background and your lifestyle. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and how you kind of formulate your response to this question.
You see, looking at that when I got something like, I was just like, okay, it just looks like a regular big Parker jacket, one of the little slim ones. But then, after, Mama D showed us the pictures and you specified that, Brittany, I was like, you know what? That don't do kind of look like that little, back in the day, 40s and 50s stereotype with the big lips and stuff. And then that reference, but you see, the thing is, look, there's gonna be two eyes on this. There's gonna be the people who are gonna be looking deep into that and saying, well, yo, she's actually so and so and so and so. But then there's the eye that's just looking at it as, it's just art. But in my opinion, I've been spoiled with the Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, and Lord and Taylor and all that. But seeing that, and you saying that don't really sell for $3 something, I mean, this is all I'm gonna say. People who are high end in the industry and stuff, they can get away with wearing like a lot of stuff. But the thing is, that's them. But now the whole labeling in terms of the controversy between what's on the jacket, those are for the eyes that look like deep in it. Like, I mean, I'm not saying y'all look too deep in it, but it's just like I can see where you're coming from with the watermelon and the lips and all that. Like, I can see that, but I personally don't even think she's even portraying that. But I mean, she could have worn a different pair of shoes, heels, in my opinion, like lighter jeans, in my opinion. But I mean, that's just her, in my opinion. Like, but there's gonna be two set of eyes looking at this, and whoever argues the most is gonna be the ones who are like, well, it's bae, she can wear whatever she wants, da 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 da, and then it's gonna be the ones like, hey, there's a sense of black controversy on the jacket here, and I mean, it can be argued a whole lot, but we can't let it get the best of us at the moment,
I'll go next.
So I don't think, yeah. So Beyonce made the choice in the jacket, but let's just say she didn't design the jacket. So then it comes, what was the artist's intention, right? Like, do you ever really know what someone's intentions are when they create art, when they write a song, all of those things. So, and I looked for a comment or something from him, and I couldn't find any quotes. So I just Googled images, and lots of his paintings replicate clowns. So again, do white people get a pass? Well, of course white people get a pass. That's a rhetorical question. But how often do we keep giving white people passes for doing things that make us feel some kind of way? Mom, what did you want to go ahead and say?
Okay, so I want to say when I first saw the picture, I was like, that's the first thing I thought about was, oh my gosh, that's a Sambo pic. Automatically, that's what I thought. And then I went and I did my research and I looked into the artist and I looked at most of his pictures and I said, okay, now the thing about it is I will show you guys the back of the picture. The one issue we had with the back of the picture, a lot of people were saying that it was a monkey. But further looking into it, it's really not a monkey. It's a bear or a chipmunk, but it's not a monkey.
Like the hedgehog.
Yeah, it's not at all a monkey. It looks more like a bear to me. And then I said, okay, I see it there. But here's the big boom. Okay, Beyonce wore that into the NBA All-Stars. However, on the way out, evidently when this hit Instagram and it hit Twitter, she didn't wear it out the building. It was draped over her arm. No, over her assistant's arm. Beyonce didn't even have it with her anymore. Her assistant had it over her arm and she walked out. So she may have went in, and I think she went in consciously not knowing what uproar was about to happen. But as soon as the uproar went out, she changed real quick and was like, oh, I can't wear that out. And she had on a black shawl, which I think is what her assistant had. And she switched up real quick. So do I think she knew? Per her actions after All-Star, I'm going to say no, I don't think she really thought that's what it represented. But after she saw the uproar on Instagram, she changed real quick, was like, oh, I don't want to be associated with it.
I'm going to say this about Beyonce. If that is the case, I'm going to say this about Beyonce. She's an entertainer. She's not a writer. She's not a poet. She's not a political rights activist. She's not a novelist, right? It is very feasible that Beyonce has no idea what a Sambo reference is. It's feasible. It's feasible.
It's on Texas.
Beyonce's not the brightest bulb. No?
I'm not going to buy that. Reason being, she's a black entertainer. She's been a black entertainer for the last 15 years. So somebody has sat her down and schooled her in the lineage of black entertainment in this country since whenever. So if she does not have that knowledge, who are her people if she needs new people? But as somebody I studied art in college, I have a degree in it. So the first thing that comes to my mind is the representation of black people in arts and in culture around from like the 1830s to the 1950s when we were still shucking and jiving and samboing. And so it's going to immediately be offensive to most people, especially people of an older age, because they remember being represented in that way. And so it's not that the artist himself, whatever his thought process, because an artist knows art history. He knows exactly what he's representing when he's putting up on that canvas. So that artist knew where he was going. He was towing a line. Beyonce chose that because it was edgy. I really think she chose it because it was edgy. It was just a little too far over the edge. But the fact that you're right, Wolfgang. There are two groups of people. There are people going to look at it and be like they're going to be offended. And some people look at it as fashion. But we as black people, if we don't know the references and we don't understand the detrimental portion of that representation, then we're doomed to repeat it. We're repeating it now in some of the rappers and some of the things that are representing us on television. All of these things tie in together to create this modern day Sambo that's borrowing from the Sambo represented on that jacket.
I agree. I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt because it's 2015. President is black, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe Beyonce was like running out the hotel. Her and Jay had a fight. Her stylist was like, "Yo, B, this is like a new hot. He's a new hot, like up and coming like designer. Like throw this on. It's All-Star Weekend. We in New York. Everybody's gonna see you. Like this jacket is blazing. It's blazing." And she was like, "All right," because I mean. I just don't think that she would be, and again, like I'm not giving Beyonce enough credit. I'm just thinking she might just be an entertainer, right? Like a puppet. I do what I'm told. I show up. I look pretty. The fan blows, and I've done my job. I don't see Beyonce sitting on the tour bus reading books. That's just me. Like I said, I like her as an entertainer. Would something like this make you boycott an artist, even a black artist? So say we boycotted the Oscars because there's no diversity. How many African-American actors were nominated and films were nominated, so we're not going to watch, ABC, who I'm pretty sure is owned by somebody that's not African-American. What about when a black artist does something that tips way over the line? Do we shut them down? Like, babe, no more 7-Eleven played in this core. no more shoulder sideways in this core because you done tipped the line. I love that song. So should we do that for our black artists when they just tip way over the line? Do we have to draw the line somewhere?
Yeah, I think so. I think like for Oscars, one, I didn't watch the Oscars because Selma only had one nominee for the doggone soundtrack song, which I thought was whack. So that's why I didn't watch it last when they were on and about. I feel like you have to get to a point, like just like B, I was a Beehive. I was all about the Beehive until she decided not to sing at Barack Obama's second inauguration and lip sync that, but you can sing live at the Super Bowl. Really, B? The Super Bowl. This is our first black president. It's his second doggone inauguration, and you're going to sing live at the Super Bowl, but you're going to lip sync at the doggone inauguration, and then have the audacity to come on a doggone press conference and then sing all live and say, do I have any questions? No, and walk up like you did something. Bet you 9 out of 10 Aretha Franklin wouldn't have done it. Bet you 9 out of 10 real divas wouldn't have done it. And I dropped my mic.
Wait, she sang live the next day or the same day?
No, the next week. She said she was holding her voice for 2 weeks for the Super Bowl. So you chose not to survive the black president's inauguration. First black president, second inauguration. So you can sing live and good at the Super Bowl.
You know why? I'm not even trying to be funny, because more people watch the Super Bowl than watch the inauguration. Think about her from an entertainment standpoint. Again, I am not the president of the Beyonce fan club. I just told you I was coming to play both sides of the fence today. I told y'all I was coming to be annoying. Her money is in entertaining, and she has to like pick and choose. Like, who's at the inauguration? Boo Boo don't buy my albums. This old black man is not buying my albums. But at the Super Bowl, everybody's in the stadium and everybody's watching because they want to watch the Super Bowl commercials. Everybody's tuned in. I'm about to pick up 65,000 new fans. And then I'm about to drop.
Then don't do it. Then don't do it. If you're not going to sing live, sit down and give it to a new diva. Sit it down.
But again, I think this is what's happening. We want to hold our entertainers as political figures. I still think that that's kind of what happens in our culture now. Maybe not historically, because I think everybody was separated. I think historical figures, I think pastors, they were the leaders, right? So we didn't have to figure out who we were looking to. I think now black people that have money and means are entertainers, and so now we're kind of commingling. And I don't know. Okay, I just don't think that Beyonce should be like the representative.
Our entertainers used to be our leaders. Think about Harry Belafonte. Think about Diane Carroll. Think about all the black people who did mix entertaining with increasing our political rights. And so right now we're looking for people to do that. And right now all we see is Common and John Legend at the present moment actually being advocates. No, I don't think we should boycott her, but we should use it as a lesson to start teaching people our history. Because I think there's some point between the 1960s and 1990s there was a disconnect where these from like 30 down did not get the information that the generations prior to got. So we don't even know the references for stuff now. And that it actually is offensive and detrimental to us.
All right, Takia and Wolfgang, 60 seconds each if you guys want to go ahead and weigh in on Beyonce in this $320 trench coat.
I don't know. I don't have too much to say about Beyonce. I could really care about her. Whatever.
High five, Takia. High five.
And on that note, as much as some of us may love Beyonce, right now we want to go ahead and talk about how we love on ourselves. So we are wrapping up Black History Month, and we are wrapping up February, the month of love. What'd you guys do for Valentine's Day? Anybody do anything special, fun, new, different this year? Mama Day, you're married. I'm going to go to you first. Anything? Do you guys still celebrate Valentine's Day as married people, like go in? Or is it like
we don't? Normally we really do not celebrate Valentine's Day. But this year I decided darn the rest. We've been married 20 years. Let me romance this man. So I went and ordered me a central box. Yes, I'm grown. I ordered me a box. We just gonna put all my business out on this web air. I went and I took him to Champs so we can go eat, and I paid. I took my man to Champs so he can watch the NBA All-Star game while I had my Valentine's meal, paid for it. We got home, and it's none of your business what we did.
Okay.
This one I got, though. Do you see my little...
Ooh, pretty.
Got him a Michael Kors watch. Thank you, Bill.
All right. Anybody else want to
Yeah.
fill some Valentine's Day beans? No?
No juice.
No, I just worked.
juice.
I showed
I
my
had a
love.
BFF date.
I saw 50 Shades of Grey. That movie was terrible. That movie was
Was
so
it good?
No.
The guy's not coming back.
Huh?
The guy that played him is not coming back for the next
Look,
season.
there's nothing sexy about that man.
I love that movie.
He wasn't to me.
He's not coming back.
He wasn't sexy. The girl had no meat on her bones. I was like, if we don't do it, let's do it. Like, if we're gonna go all the way there, let's go. Put on a show. So I wasn't entertained. so, so the Valentine's Day is not the only day that we show ourselves love. What are some other ways that you guys love yourselves? Specifically, let's start with hair, right? Because if you're out there joining us, you know that I am Brittany Oniki, and you are tuned into Entwine Couture Presents the VAN's Guide to Loving Yourself and Loving Your Hair. And so we're going to talk now to all our panelists about how we show our hair a little bit of TLC. And Wolfgang, your hair is everything right now, and I want to know, what are some of the things that you do to pamper your hair, to love on your hair, to make sure it stays nice and healthy? And then it's a two-parter. Can you break down your routine? Because I know men like to be real streamlined, to see if we can cut out a few steps. Like maybe we can learn something from you. So go, take it away.
Look, so peep this. I have the most simple regimen in the world. So it's like, look, this is all I do. Now that I'm actually on here. So look, you're in the crib. Your hair is like maybe a day or 2 days old. So it's like this right now. So this is all I do. I'll get my oil, my little rosemary peppermint oil. This is like the strongest right now, or burdock, and I'll just like preset it in my hair, but primarily hit my scalps. Because what some people forget is, yes, if you're putting oil, yes, if you're putting the cream, yes, if you're putting the leave-in just on your hair, but if you're not putting it like on your scalp, you know, that's where hair grows. That's where hair comes from. So if our scalp isn't absorbing any of those nutrients, you know, our hair isn't going to produce a lot of hair. So I'll preset my hair with the oil, and then just like wrap it up. Then when I go into the shower, like, you know, in the morning, I get my conditioner. It doesn't have to be any specific conditioner. I like condition my hair, not a lot, and I'll just like comb through my hair, and that's it. And if I do a middle part, I'll do puff balls. If I want to do this right here, like wild caveman, raw African man, I'll do this. Or I'll do like my famous bun. I'll like put it up, or just rock the little ponytail like this, or whatever the case may be. Because the thing is, what I've learned over the past 4 years I've been growing my hair is, the less stress you put on your scalp, you know, the better your hair is going to grow. If you keep stretching your hair back like this all the time, 24/7 throughout the week. Yes, I understand, you know, at work, you know, you gotta be like, you know, business, like you gotta be nice with it, but you have to let your hair breathe. That's one thing I learned from when I was growing out my hair, and I remember I kept putting my hair in a ponytail. I was like, I feel like my edges over here, I feel like if I kept stressing it, I'm going to be having the big old forehead, and I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want the big forehead. I don't want the big forehead. I want the regular forehead and just have my hair, like, you know, naturally out. But the thing is, I don't incorporate a lot of creams because my hair gets built up. And what people have to understand is, with your regimen, what you see maybe a girl who has a looser hair pattern than you, that doesn't necessarily mean that regimen that she has is going to work for you, because everybody's hair absorbs products differently from one another, like big time. Like big time. But, I mean, other than that, that's all I do. That's all I do.
Your man to say. That's all I do. So easy for a man to say. A lot of us can't do wild bohemian lady at the job. This is as wild and crazy as I can get, and this is frizz because it's raining here. Um, so we'll see if we can take some of that takeaway. Maybe the scalp massage. That's a good tip. Make sure you're nourishing and feeding your scalp. That's good. So, Kia, what about you? What are some kind of things? We laid. The hair is laid. Let's. Did you do anything special to prepare your hair for being flat ironed, or maybe will you do something special when you're washing that style out to go back natural? Share some of
Um,
your tips with you.
so what I do, well, I got my hair done this past weekend at Beautiful, so shout out to Beautiful and my stylist Kyra here in Chicago. So yeah, when I was there, I just told Kyra like it's Chicago. I felt like every time I touched my hair, like just strands were just coming out. So whenever I get like that, I freak out. But I know the hair sheds every day, and it sheds a little bit more in the wintertime. So I just needed to hear that one more time when I was at the salon. But I just go every now and then and just get my hair like a deep treatment, sit under the steamer, get my ends clipped. And, Mr. Antoine Couture was there himself. So we just chit-chatted about, taking care of your hair, good products. So every now and then I'll get my hair straightened just so I could, I do lymph checks and everything like everybody else. But mainly I just go to make sure a stylist can tell me about the health of my hair because I can't see what's going on in the back. I don't know what's going on at the top. I need them like to get in there and tell me like, okay, you have split ends, your hair might be breaking. I need them to take care of the things that I can't see or the things that I don't really have knowledge about. And whenever my hair is does a good job, I just wash it, condition it, and my curl goes right back.
Cool. So at least since she brought in stylist as not a thing, you're a person, but going to a salon as a routine,
Mm-hmm.
going to the salon and visiting a professional as a routine for pampering your hair. What are some things that you do when your clients come in, when you're doing the checks like Takia says she looks forward to? What kind of checks do you look for, and then what kind of advice or tips or treatments do you offer your clients?
Well, it's definitely a great idea to see a professional because we do know the true factors of what healthy hair is. So when someone comes and sits down in my chair, I'm looking for their hydration level, which definitely Chicago right now is sucking the life out of everyone's hair. Atlanta is kind of too. Getting to know if they have split ends, single strand knots, any challenges they're having, any tweaks in their routines they need to make. Most of what I do is tweaking what people are doing daily, weekly, and monthly with their hair that's causing them setbacks. And I see a lot of people who are loading on the coconut oil, loading on the shea butter, loading on products without cleansing them off of the hair and cleansing them off of the scalp. And so we're instituting proper cleansing and proper conditioning. A lot of times we don't realize that the conditioners that we're using are not for our hair. They're either not hydrating enough or they're not providing enough strength for what we need for our hair. So every service for a new client especially includes a detox, because I'm getting so many people with just so much stuff on their hair. I mean, there's great advice on the interwebs. There's also really horrible advice on the interwebs. So I get a range of things. So I'm detoxing them from everything they've been using before, establishing hydration in the hair with conditioning treatments under the dryer. I'm getting a steamer soon. My steamer broke. So we definitely always are doing a treatment, unless I'm doing a cut, because with a cut, I am really infusing the moisture into the hair with the conditioner in my hands. I'm squeezing it in, we're defining the curls, and most of what I do is cutting, because what I see when you're cutting that hair in a straight state, trimming is fine because you're not necessarily trying to establish a shape. But there's so many times I see someone coming through the salon and they've tried to establish a shape with their natural hair that they wear curly, but it's been established straight. So it's off here, it's doing here missing. So it's a lot of shape rehabbing routines. As for my hair, I don't do any of the things that I do for my clients, so don't ever look at my hair and say that I pamper it, because really I keep it simple. Cleanse, condition about every 4 to 8 days, When I'm going to Chicago, I'm in Atlanta right now. When I go to Chicago, it's going to be in about 5 flat twists with the headband for the whole time I'm there because I want to protect it from the elements. And then I rock a twist out. Simple is, simple does. I don't use oils. I don't use butters other than a setting cream and twine. Creme Gel Styler is my favorite flat twist setting product. And that's all that goes on my hair. And I don't touch it until the next time I'm going to cleanse and conditioner.
So after you use the creme jelly styler and you take that twist out, what are you doing daily or every other day?
Nothing. I wake up. Okay. I go like this because really, and we've talked about this, Brittany, a couple times on it works for my hair. It doesn't work for everybody's hair. Not putting product on because once you seal that hair strand with conditioner and oil and cream, if you've done the lock method, especially during this time where it's cold and it's dry, there's really no need to put anything else on the hair other than to lubricate it just in case like you're starting to feel it's doing something. That hydration is not getting to your hair strand. You've sealed it again, conditioner, leave-in, oil, and cream. You have a layer of all that on your hair strand. Nothing is penetrating to that through that cuticle until you remove all that product off, which is why, again, when people are coming into the salon, it is a very important part where I do a detox so that I can actually start to get hydration into their hair strand.
What does your detox entail? I'm curious.
It's kind of a secret, but it includes a deep clarifying and a treatment that is catered towards the hair. So Chicago has hard water, so often I'll do a hard water treatment, or I will do a swimmer's treatment if the client is a swimmer, or I'll do a pre-color treatment if I'm about to do color. So it's always based on what the challenges are with the client that's sitting in front of me, basing their detox off that. Sometimes the detox takes 15 minutes. Sometimes I've had detoxes take an hour and a half, and I still haven't been able to remove the layers and layers and layers of butters, cream, and oils off the hair just because it's been, a lot of naturals have been told shampoo is bad. So if you haven't shampooed in 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, you just have layer on top of layer on top of layer on top of layer. Conditioner is meant to seal the hair strand. So think about it. You have a layer of conditioner, buttercream oil, layer of conditioner, buttercream oil, layer of conditioner. So imagine if you've been doing that for 2 to 3 to 4 to 6 months. It's going to take multiple processes to get all that off.
Indeed. Mama Day, what about you? Anything different than anyone else has shared? I haven't visited a stylist in a while. Perhaps I need to do that. Thank you guys for that advice. I have not done that in forever.
Mine's complicated, and it's just because I swim in the rain. I do too much, but at least you would be proud of me, though. You know, I do clarify the dickens out of my hair, and I moisturize. I do the lock method because I swim 3 to 4 times out of the week. Okay, in the morning. So I am washing my hair, deep conditioning my hair, doing the lock method every day that I swim. So it's complicated, and I do a lot, but I'd rather my hair not fall out from all that chlorine and do them steps. It's complicated.
But how has your hair been since you've been swimming? Because we get that question a lot. A lot of people feel like they can't swim because, I can't wash my hair that many times. But your hair is gorgeous.
Girl, it's grown. It is ridiculous. Like, it has grown tremendously. I will say I did a comparison when I started in July to where, like, when I started in July, because y'all remember I cut my hair was, like, right here. And now my hair is, like, almost down to my shoulders stretched. And when I look at my hair when it's wet, it comes down right here. And that's from July to now. So it's grown tremendously. Evidently, my hair loves being washed a lot. And remember, Lisa, I used to pick on you because you like wash it all the time. I'm like, it's too much work, you know. And my hair loves it. It loves it. And I'm talking about I'm clarifying my hair every time I wash it with a strong clarifying shampoo. And my hair loves water because it hasn't broke off at all, thank God, because I was very precautious about it. And it's just grown. So I have to give you props to leave. I'm going to say it now live. I'm sorry, girl. You were right. You were right. You know, so it does. It loves it. It's grown a lot because of it.
So I have a question. Elise, like, as a stylist, do you like trust other stylists to do your hair, or do you go to other stylists often?
That's a great question. I do not trust most stylists. I trust stylists who have training as I have training. And that's not most stylists. So that's why I get a little bit up in arms when the natural community is like, stylists suck, stylists are horrible. It's what are you going to that stylist for? What is that stylist's specialty? Everybody is good at something. If you don't have the knowledge of natural hair, stop doing it. But I do have a stylist. Her name is Daria and Kyra. But here's the problem. We work the same schedule. So I've been trying to get my hair cut for 6 months. I'm going to admit, I'm gonna put my hand up here. My last haircut was in May when I cut all my hair off. Remember my hair was about that long? Yeah, because as a stylist, it's so difficult to actually take care of yourself. Like after I've done 30 to 35 clients a week, I'm not trying to touch this. I finally realized my hair is long enough to get into a puff, and I'm real happy. I'm real happy. But yes, I think that even as a stylist, going to another stylist to have them check me out, to have them cut my hair. I can cut my own hair decently, but I cut myself in the process, and then I always miss a chunk like that here. So I'm gonna make some time to see you, Daria, sometime the next month.
Yeah. I know when I tried to get in to see Kyra and she was booked. She's like, "Oh, we're all trained stylists here at Beautiful. Go to another stylist." I was like, "No, no, 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 no. I have to show my loyalty to you. I can't have nobody else in my head. I've been working with you all my life. I can't do it."
It's one thing to go to a salon where everyone shares their knowledge, and that is so hard to find. I had that at one point. Beautiful's like that. There's a couple of places around the country that if you have a stylist and they worked with other people, it's kind of pretty easy to go between people. But that's not what happens in most African American salons. Most times, a stylist is independent. So what they know, they know. What the stylist next to them knows, they know. So understand the system of the salon you're going to. Understand the system your stylist works under. If your stylist says that you can go to other people, if you really trust the stylist, I'm going to put that caveat there, believe them, because they're not going to send you to somebody who's going to jack you up, and then you're mad at them for the recommendation, and then they have to go back and fix what they've been growing and tending to and loving on. They're not going to want to mess that up at all, unless they're just trifling people.
Yeah, it's just that sense of loyalty that I've had with Kyra. Like, we bonded, and I feel like I'm cheating on her if I go to another stylist, so.
Well, since we're talking about pampering our hair, I know deep conditioners are kind of like a big push. You know, maybe you have an extra 30 minutes to an hour to luxuriate with a nice mask on or sit under a steamer at home. But S. Bailey has a question, and she wants to know, how do you know when you need a protein treatment? So she uses deep conditioners and hair masks, but she's never used a protein treatment. And she wants to know if there are protein treatments for healthy natural hair, and if so, what are the signs that you might need one? So hey, S. Bailey, thank you for checking us out this evening.
Hey, so protein treatments are used to treat either fine hair that has fewer layers of cuticle. So hair is classified as fine, medium, coarse. So fine is where you probably have 5 to 7 to 9 layers of cuticle, where coarse hair can have up to 25 layers. That contributes to how strong that hair is. Also, protein conditioners help address porosity issues. And this is where I think people get a little confused with natural hair. Is porosity means how raised or how compact and flat the cuticle of the hair is. So oftentimes coarse hair that has not been chemically treated, that is been treated pretty okay, has a closed, compact cuticle that's hard for moisture to get inside of it. So most of the times that hair does not need a protein treatment. It's strong enough and it already has enough barriers to get in moisture. So that's low porosity hair, and that's where you want to be doubling up on your moisturizing conditioner. Whereas with your protein conditioners, you're addressing, like I said, fine hair or color-treated hair or hair that's been heat-styled very often, or even heat-styled 1 or 2 times, you start to feel like go down. that straight hair and you start to feel a little roughness, that can be treated with protein conditioner. So protein conditioner, a good one should have the molecular weight to close any imbrications in that hair strand, that wide open cuticle, to close anything going on in that cuticle and to smooth it down so that the moisture that gets into it, because with very porous hair, moisture goes in, but moisture goes right back out. So you want to close that cuticle down, fix those imbrications, and keep that moisture in the hair strand. So you'll know you need protein if your hair is feeling gummy, it's feeling like it takes forever to dry. Especially, I've noticed this with color-treated hair on fine clients, where that hair will take an hour, 2 hours to dry because it's just, or it dries too quickly. Because if that hair is taking forever to dry, the hair is gummy, it's holding on to moisture, but it's like it doesn't have the elasticity it needs. And I know this might be a little bit much, I'm trying to make it simple. So I would say if you just have kind of like normal, medium to coarse, non-color treated hair that you don't over manipulate, you probably don't need a protein conditioner. You can throw a light protein in there every 2 to 3 months just for insurance. But like I say, if you color treated your hair, or you straighten your hair often, or you're just one of those naturals that is doing something forever in the hair, it's up in like crochets 1 week and it's flat twists the next week, and I'm washing it going for 4 or 5 weeks later, you might want to put a protein in there like once a month, once to twice a month.
Wolfgang, I'm curious. Do you involve these protein and deep conditionings? I know you're super simple, right? Just a little oil, shake and go. We all should be you. But there has to be more. Do you know what the lock method is? Do you do that? What's your wash routine like?
Okay, here's the wash routine. And in terms of like protein treatment, I haven't really like fully done one like all the way yet. But I remember I looked up what the lock method was like a year and a half ago, and I was like, LOC, I wonder if it's liquid, oil, and cream. So I had done that one time, and my hair is very thin and coarse, and whenever I hydrate it with the water, then put the oil, and when I look at cream, I'm like, yo, I already got enough in my head already. Like, this is too much. So now I did it, and like I woke up and I went like this, scratch, 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 snowflakes, and I'm like, no, like I can't do this. No, I can't do this. No. But in terms of deep conditioners, I use this amazing one by Jessie Curls. She has the most natural ingredients in this stuff. Like, yes, extract from plants and leaves, rosemary, and lemongrass, and a whole bunch of ingredients that it just makes my hair feel all. I really wish I could feel my hair right now, because
It looks very tough.
Because whenever I say this, it's like if y'all just went like this, like y'all would understand like how it's just soft. Because with me, with the protein stuff, like how Miss Lisa was saying about the cuticle, you know, my hair is kind of like is in the in between phase with the cuticle stuff in terms of getting moisture and drying semi quick, or like it keeps in like a lot of the oils and stuff that I use. Because to be honest, I've literally gone, to be honest, since beginning of the month, I have not really added much to my hair, because there's a phase I believe in where I say letting like your hair breathe for about 2.5 weeks or so, or even 3 weeks. Like your hair needs to get natural oxygen, like air, and like the cuticle, in my opinion. That's why I feel like your hair just needs to be hair for a while before you re-shampoo it, before you re-deep condition it, if you want to straighten your hair, and then re-moisturize it with the low method, like just LO, liquid and oil. Like there's no cream. It's just LO. I do the low method, and deep conditioners I only do if I feel like I treat deep conditioner like a shampoo. If I'm active and my hair is sweaty, like my scalp is sweaty or anything, or if it's itchy, which is from just being sweaty, that's when I'll sit there and say, all right, now I gotta do a deep conditioner. Now I gotta wear the plastic bag around my head in the crib for like 30 or an hour, and like wait until I can take a shower again or something, and then wash my hair. Because I just feel like I actually got recently introduced to a deep conditioner. And, I was surprised at how it revitalizes like my hair. I was like, oh snap! Like it feels extra alive now. No, okay, cool. But letting it breathe, it's kind of like you just going out for like a walk versus having to stay in the house all day. It's just like a walk. Like your hair is just like yes, the sun, air, oxygen. It's like our hair is like a flower. Our hair is like a flower. You know, we sit there. Our hair gets the chlorophyll from the sun, absorbs all the energy, and our hair is like it's fluffy and it's soft and everything. Oh, hey, Miss Bailey. Hey, yeah, it really is. It's fluffy.
You have a new
But
fan.
don't die though. Don't die though. Like it's fluffy, but it's just oils, in my opinion, like for thin coarse hair, it hydrates the cuticle well and then locks it in my hair very well. But like the whole cream, no, no, you're definitely not getting that from me. Like oh yeah. And one neat trick, and then I see like the minute thing. One neat trick: people who have shea butters or like the hard shea creams and stuff. If you microwave that stuff, it turns into like it gets back to its original oily state, where it turns into like an oil, and that's when it can really go into like your scalp and your cuticles really good. That's one OD tip that I use.
I have one more point on the protein. I think there's a point to where a lot of naturals might feel they need a protein treatment because their hair starts to feel brittle and it starts to feel like it's not accepting moisture and that it's starting to break. Often at that point, a protein treatment is not necessary. A deep detox and clarifying treatment is necessary because of the overuse of products and the overuse of things on their hair. Also, egg is not a protein treatment. I'm going to repeat this again. Egg is not a protein treatment.
It's
Food, there's a
mess.
thing in, there's a thing in conditioners. There's a thing in all hair products called molecular weight. I'm not even gonna get super scientific about it. But think about why we get proteins from eggs as we eat them. It's because our body, we chew them up, our body digests them, we have enzymes that extract the proteins that go to where we need to go. Your hair does not do that. I think about like when you crack an egg and it kind of spills out on the counter or you leave it in the bowl after you whisk it and that hard layer that forms, that's what's forming on your hair. So it's not necessarily creating anything inside of that cuticle. It's laying a layer of food on your hair. And, I mean, if you're anything like me, I hate doing dishes. But I really, really, really hate when I've left the egg bowl and I haven't run water in it. It just gets hard because it takes forever to get off. Same thing with your hair. As that egg dries on the hair, and you have about 100,000 plus hair strands in your hair. So if you just put all the egg in your hair, imagine the nightmare of actually trying to remove all of that crap from your hair that did not penetrate into your cuticle.
What about the mayonnaise? What about the mayonnaise?
Again, let's stop with the food on the hair.
Yes.
I will never be a food on the hair advocate, specifically because we're using food to treat problems that are not food treatable. We do all these modern things with our hair. We twist it, we braid it, we flat iron it, we do all this mechanical stuff with our hair, and then we expect something that needs to be masticated, digested, and enzyme and through our intestinal system to work on our hair. It doesn't. Like, there's nothing wrong with shampoo. There's nothing wrong with conditioner. Yes, oils coat the hair strand. You want an oil to coat the hair strand because oils are removable. But let's eat the food. The food actually, once it goes into the body and gets into the bloodstream, it actually feeds. The only thing that feeds the follicles of the hair, because they're underneath your scalp, the only thing that feeds that is the nutrients inside of your blood. So eat the foods. Eat the EVOO. Eat the avocado. Eat the egg. It's going to do you so much better in your body than on your hair.
All right. Thank you for the laugh, Elise. That was hysterical. Eat the avocado. Do not put it in your hair. Takia, I want to take this one last question to you. So we talked about a lot of the physical things that we can do to our hair and loving our hair. But I really believe that part of accepting your natural hair is tied to self-esteem in some kind of way, because it does take a lot of courage in a society that says that your hair smells like patchouli and weed to come out and wear your hair the way it is, when you know that there are people who, black, white, or other, who give you the side eye, who think it's dirty, who think you don't wash it, who think it's nasty. And I know from your professional background, you know, and you can give a bit about that before you answer the question, but just from your professional background, what are some self-esteem things or self-validating things that people can do to love themselves more so that they can trickle into loving their hair?
Ooh, I think it just has to do with first accepting who you are as a person before, you know, really paying attention to what someone else has to say about you. You have to be okay with like where you are with life, you know, who you are as a person before you can feed off anything that comes your way from other people. Because if you're not in a good space about yourself, then every negative comment that comes your way is going to just bring you down even more. So just start by, you know, doing things that we talked about. Start by pampering yourself, you know, do little things that you like to do. And once you start feeling, you know, your self-esteem, then negative comments like you smell like weed roll off your shoulder. You know, you don't really care about that, but it just starts within yourself. Like, you know, always having positive people around you, that helps with, you know, low self-esteem. If anybody is negative in your life, get rid of them ASAP, you know, because you don't need that negative energy in your life. So, you know, positive friends, do things that encourage you, do things that uplift you, make you feel better about yourself. And like I said, anything else that comes your way bounces right off you. You know, I deal on a daily basis, I deal with people who are like seriously emotionally disturbed. So you have to instill a little hope in them, you know, and once they have that, just a little bit of hope and a little bit of love and a little bit of acceptance, then it goes a long way.
That's awesome. So that is a wonderful note to end on. So no matter what the haters are out there saying, whether they're in your family, they work with you, they're around the corner, they're the neighbor, your neighbor, you have to start with you. So, you know, Valentine's month isn't over yet. You have a couple of days. Buy yourself some flowers. You know, go to the gym. Buy a new bottle of perfume. Do those pampering things. Go to bed an hour early. That is how I really take care of myself. Sometimes I just clock out and go to sleep. So get some rest. Make sure you're mentally fresh and do those things like Takia suggested to help slowly build that self-esteem. If that's something that you're struggling with, know that here at Entwine Couture, we love you. We always have your back. Be a part of the community. Follow all of us on Instagram and social media, and we can keep each other encouraged. So everybody, going to run down the line. Make sure you tell everybody where they can follow you on social media. Wolfgang, let's start with you. Thank you for coming on. The laughs. Thank you for this.
You already know, man. I love my natural woman. But anywho, you can most definitely keep tabs on me on my Instagram at We Still Live. That's the name of my photography line too. And then Facebook, you can message me on Facebook. My name is Wolfgang S. Lisborg. Right here, down here, below this thingamajiggy right here. And I love all of y'all. I just love y'all.
Takia, what about you?
You can find me on Instagram at Takia_Monique and on Twitter at the same handle.
And Elise, tell us where you're styling hair these days.
Well, I am in Chicago this upcoming week and part of March. I start in Atlanta on April 15th, and I start in Oakland March 12th. So I'm excited to see all of you naturals throughout the country. You can find me at www.hairloveart.com and Hair Love Art on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and I don't check Twitter, but you can check me on Twitter too.
What part of town is your Atlanta salon going to be in?
Well, as soon as I sign the papers, it's going to be off of Campbellton Road, right next to Camp Creek and the Cascade area.
That's by me! I'm coming to get my hair done. I'm coming to get my hair done. At least I'm going to do my hair. Yay! Mama Day, we'll wrap it up with you. Where can we find you? What are you working on? Upcoming YouTube videos? What you got going on for the springtime, girl?
Oh, girl, I don't know. I got work on my YouTube. I'm coming back, y'all. So on Instagram, you can follow me. I am Mama Day. I am MAMADAYE. You can get me on Facebook at Mama Day, same spelling, 36. Yeah, I put my age out there a while ago. And YouTube is right down there. Follow that link right there and hit your sister up.
And as always, I'm your girl, Brittany Oniki, and you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Makeup by Muse. I'm so excited that Elise is going to do my hair in April. Yay!
I'm excited too.
Thank you guys for watching. You have been tuned into Entwine Couture Presents, the BAN's guide to all things fierce, fabulous, and fly. Loving your hair, loving yourself. Until next time, guys, it's been a pleasure. See you guys next time. Good night.
Night.
Yo.